welcome. How you guys doing today? All right. Welcome everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to Open Discussion. All right. Open Discussion is a place where we come and we have open discussion, where we talk about different topics, different things. Over here, everyone have a right to their own belief, and everyone should be free to speak what they want to speak, just being respectful and not disrespectful at all. So over here is just a place where we can just come and have a good time and have beautiful conversation. You know what I'm saying? So yes, guys, welcome. Hey, Rio family, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Hey, Fifi Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you guys so much. You know, today was a day. Yeah, today was a day. I had a different topic for today, but I kind of changed it up for a little bit because I think it's important. And the reason why I bring this topic today is because me and someone was basically talking about it. You know what I mean? And they have their own idea, and I have my own idea. And you know, you got to look at it from the bright side, because the truth is not everyone want to get into stuff because they feel like. Some people just don't want to deal with responsibility. Not to say they can't do it, they just don't want to deal with the responsibility. Hey, Walking Purpose, how you doing? Monica Miles, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Okay, let me see where. All right, because when you rent, you don't have to fix. Thank you for saying that, because yes, that was one of that was where we was really talking about the responsibility. Not to say the person cannot afford to buy a house, because you know what? Rich people is doing it too. There's a lot. Let me tell you, let me name out some reason why a lot of people don't get into buying a home. We're going to talk a lot today. And today is a day I'm going to open the panel as well to hear other people's thoughts on this thing. All right? No, many people don't like to settle. When I say settle, some people is free spirit. And some people don't feel like they need to buy a home and settle. They just feel like when I'm ready to move, I don't want nothing holding me back. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to sell a house before I move. So they want to rent. And when they're ready to move, they just get up and go. So it's many different aspects of these things. Okay, let me see. I been away taking care of my adult son with Sensonia. I'm back now. Okay, all right. Because you know what? I did not see you for a while. Real Family Garden, thank you and welcome back. We appreciate you. I really didn't see you for a while. I didn't see you post anything. So glad to have you back. We appreciate you. All right. Okay. The real reason some people don't want that responsibility of maintaining a property. Yes. And you know what? I can break down the whole thing about maintaining that property. You see what I'm saying? Yes. Thank you guys. You guys hitting the nail on the hammer already. But yes, this is a really interesting topic. Because why it's interesting? Because sometimes there's a lot of people who want to get in to certain things, but because the knowledge, the information, they don't have the information, and they never really speak to no one who could really break it down a little to them. So they stuck. But sometimes don't get stuck, guys. Don't get stuck. And we're gonna talk about it tonight, and we're gonna give you a reason why you shouldn't get stuck, or why you should. At the end of the day, is your decision. So we're gonna go through that. Hey boy, Blue, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you. Yes. All right. So let's go now. Let's move on with this now, right? Many people, the reason why they don't want to, they prefer, and we're going to talk about business too, because it's in that field as well. Many people, okay. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, many people, they want to basically live, but they basically want to live free, right? When I say living free, all right, no problem, working purpose. When I say living free, some people just don't want that boarding. We say boarding, the responsibility of taking care of stuff, and when something happen, they got to run and spend money, thousands of dollars trying to fix something. They don't want to get into that situation. They feel like that's too much for them, and it is too much for some people. Not everyone could actually take, you see what I'm saying? Not everyone could really take these responsibility. These responsibility could be very heavy sometimes, especially if you're not the one who basically doing your repair for your house, the maintenance. And the thing about it is maintaining a house, you have to maintain a home. You have to. Because if you don't maintain the home, what's gonna happen? The home gonna start, going down. And the more it run down, the more you allow the home to run down, then the more it's gonna cost you to bring it back. And sometimes people allow it to go so far that it become like it's hard to bring it back, because sometimes the guttering in the sea, over the roof, the guttering is very important to clean every year, every fall. It's very important to clean. Painting, like if you dealing with a board house, okay. Wait, I'll go back in the chat a minute, all right? Like if you dealing with a board house, sometime you might see the paint start chipping. Especially if it's an older house, you need to scrape that, repaint it fresh. You don't want to allow that to go down too far, because now it's going to cost you too much money. Your plumbing, you got to pay attention to your plumbing. You got to check your plumbing. You got to check your water line, make sure there's no leak. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Then it's a whole lot. It's a lot of responsibility. So many people do not want to hold that responsibility because it's too much. And yes, it's too much for some people. But some people prefer dealing with that situation than renting. Okay, let's step over to renting for a minute. Now, when you're renting, just like we're walking purpose a minute, when you're renting, you don't have to fix anything. All you got to do pay the rent at the end of the month, and with bills you got to pay, no problem on you. If the water line burst, that's not your problem. If the roof leaking, that's not your problem. Whatever it ain't your problem. All you're responsible for is presenting that rent at the end of the month. And some people just cool with that. Some people prefer that, which I understand, because if you don't want to deal with these situations, then you got to do what you got to do. But I'm going to show you, before I go any further, I'm going to just splice this in. I'm going to give you a little difference of renting and owning the home, right? No. Yes, you have no responsibility. You have no, if the roof leak, that's not your problem. If the siding blow off, that's not your problem. If the plumbing burst from the top floor and the whole flood, that's not your problem. Yes, I understand that. But here's something here now. No, you in this home, renting because you got to live. You in this home for 15 years paying rent. 15, 20 years paying rent, right? And then you decide, no, all right, I'm moving from here, I'm going somewhere else, right? I'm moving from here where I'm paying rent, I'm going somewhere else and paying rent. Okay. When you leave in, you know what you're leaving with? All you're leaving with is your furniture and your clothes and whatever you have in there. All the rent you pay for 15 years, gone in the wind. You see what I'm saying? It's like, damn, well, you know, I live for 15 years and I cannot take nothing. But no, say for instance, you say, all right, well, I buy this house and I pay mortgage for 15 years. No. Maybe the house might build some equity. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you have a huge investment inside that property. So you could leave with something. You see? At least you're able to leave with something. When I say leave with something, maybe you could maybe you want to move to another place. Maybe you could sell it. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, you still have something. Renting, you leave in with nothing. You have no option but just pick your stuff and walk out. With the rent, with the owning, you could always say, all right, let me sell and get my portion and give the bank their portion. At least you have a portion of money to walk out with. You see? Or you could say, okay, if this is the case, then I'm going to rent this house because I don't want to live here. So I'm going to try and rent it and move somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you, renting sometimes could be good and sometimes it could be really challenging. Depends on the people who you have. So that's a decision you're going to have to make. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. You have a choice to rent it, or you have a choice to put it for sale and try to get basically, when I say put it for sale that you can get borrow the equity or whatever you can. But you have an option. For 15 years, you've been paying rent. When you're done, you leave with nothing. For 15 years, you've been paying mortgage. You have options. Say, for instance, you live in this place for 30 years. Let's put it this way. You had the option to own a house, right? But you refuse because you decide, no, I don't want the responsibility. For 30 years, so you pay rent for 30 years, right? If you did get the house and pay the mortgage for 30 years, this house would be yours. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes we don't want, I'm not going to tell anybody is wise to take up any pressure that they can't deal with. I'm not going to say that because not everybody can deal with pressure. But I'm just trying to jot a difference here. So you pay mortgage for 30 years, you have a house. You pay rent for 30 years, you have nothing. So think about it, all right? Let me go in the chat, see what's going on in there now. Okay. On the landlord will take care of that. Okay, okay. I was happy to be here watching you guys. All right, thank you. No problem, no problem. Yes, I agree. We own 2 homes, first in Indiana, we paid cash and sold, and second now in South Georgia. Why rent paying someone else mortgage when you can pay? That's how I feel, and that's my opinion. And I'm with what you say in the real family garden. I'm with what you say in there. But I was speaking to someone and they was against what I'm saying. And I kind of understand. The reason why I understand because like he was saying, not everyone want that pressure. And we're gonna go into business for a little bit. Not everyone want that pressure to maintain a house because let me go right into it. We don't want to make it sound too easy because sometimes maintaining, and guys, this is just information purpose. If you need, go speak to a professional. This is just for information purpose. All right. But let's put it this way. You own a house, right? You own a house, but you cannot actually do the work to maintain the house. So every time something go wrong, and it could be stressful, every time something go wrong, you got to fix it, and not just fix it. You got to buy the material, and you got to you got to pay to fix it. I'm gonna tell you this: you could have a sewer problem. A sewer problem, sometimes the pipe that takes the water from in your house, push it out in the street to the sewer, that could crack. And sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes that line could crack. And what happened is the water, when you flush, instead of the water go out in the pipe, it's come out and settle right there. Then it start to back right back up in your house, right? Now this pipe is about 5 to 6 feet deep. And you got to pay someone to dig and find this crack. You don't know where this crack is. But I'm going to tell you this. Go to the company and ask them, and they're going to come out with their camera and they're going to give you an idea where the crack is. So I'm giving you information here. They're going to give you a mark of an idea. This is where the crack is. So you have an opportunity to dig right in this area. And believe it or not, they just be correct because they send a camera. No, they're going to cost you thousands of dollars. Maybe you might even have it. You see? So it could be difficult. It could be really difficult. But I don't want people to study the difficult and just decide, I don't want a home. I'm going to rent. No, having a home could end up be your long-term investment. It could be your retirement. It could be the home where you stay when you get older. You see? So it's not easy owning a property, especially when maintenance start. Especially your plumbing go bad, electric. Your plumbing go bad, that's thousands of dollars. Your electricity go bad, that's thousands of dollars. Your AC, that's another situation again. That's money again. Your roof, thousands of dollars. So, and it could be, so a lot of people run from this responsibility. And I do understand. I do understand. Yes, fix the upper tree, but lots of work, and you need to dedicate and make a budget of what need to be required. Exactly, exactly. So thank you for mentioning this because fixer upper, I see plenty people get into fixer upper before and end up they didn't do the budget, they didn't do the research, they didn't check for anything to figure out how much it's gonna cost, and they did end up into some situation. Okay, but fixer upper is a pretty good situation. It can help you, but check your budget. Hold on, guys, hold on. Yes, sorry for that, guys. But yes, guys, fixer upper, it's also another situation. It's a good idea, but do your research, get an inspector, figure out all you need before you get into it, because it can trap you from time to time. Okay. Once you own a home, the work never, that's it, boy blue. And this is why a lot of people don't want that responsibility. And the honest truth, I kind of understand. But just look at it from a deeper point of view. You know, man, if I live here for 30 years, it's mine. But if I rent for 30 years, I have nothing. So that's where I look at, you know. Exactly. And living in New York City with slumlord, they don't care. Just yep, yep, yep. Hey, Texas lad, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Absolutely nothing you leaving with but your personal belongings after paying the man. Exactly, 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 exactly. Should be leaving with equity unless upside down on a loan, which may happen to some people. Again, unfortunate. All right, all right, all right. Hey, life from scratch, how you doing? Thank you for being here. How you guys doing tonight? I'm cooking, watching football with my son. I'd go back and forth. All right, we appreciate you here. We appreciate you here. When you rent, have no repair bills, but I think you pay for it in the rent. That's true, because rent is pretty high these days. Rent is pretty high. Some landlord will let people fall through the floor before they fix it. That's true. You're right. I understand. I got you, plan. Yep. Yes, a lot. Yes, it's a lot of pain in the you know what. Exactly, exactly. It is. Renters may have roommates splitting expenses. So it's cheaper than buying right now. It's not cheaper than buying 10 to. Yes, you honestly, you're right, Texas Lala, you're right. These days, people actually will rent a home and split it, because sometimes people renting, sometimes. So let me tell you, people rent in your home and rent out rooms. You check what I'm saying? Like someone will come to you. All right, can you have a 3-4 bedroom house, and someone will come to you. Oh, they want the room for the house to rent, and you rent them, and then they keep a room and rent out 2 rooms. They're making money. So yeah, I mean, if that is the case, it's cool, because rent is ridiculous now. And even homes has some of the houses price has tripled in the past 5 years. Definitely triple. Yes, Texas, Indiana, live close. So okay. I've seen shack listed for. Yep, 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 yep. I seen Listen to me. I seen houses that was priced very cheap, fixer upper, pretty cheap. And now the same fixer upper is hundreds of thousands and nothing did to it. Same condition, but now it's over 200,000, just like you said. And they put a nail inside of it. So yes, yes. No, it's gonna be even more. No people ain't buying house now because they're too expensive. Then rent is creeping up on the other side. So what is really going on? You can't afford to buy a home, and then rent is getting so high. What is really going on? Hey Mike, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Rent markets plus profit. That's it. That's crazy. Yes, 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 yes. Like I said, I seen houses that was really, really cheap. They ain't put nothing inside of it, not even a nail they put. But now the house is over $200,000, 150, 175. So it's really getting worse now. So now it make it worse for people to even wanna buy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the rent is so high. So where do you really lie at the moment? But I'm going over to business. Let's talk about business. We now talk about a house. We're gonna talk about business. Then I'm gonna drop the link. If anyone feel like coming up and elaborate a little on this topic, feel free. No, the same thing. We going with the same thing now. A business. Well, I remember talking to people concerning business, and their thing was, no, I don't want a business. So I said, why you don't want a business? The reason why they don't want a business is the responsibility again. You see what I'm saying? No, we have the employee and we have the employer. Right? No, the employee, all the employee do, come to work, do what he been told, go back home, and care less about anything that's happening in the where they walk in. They don't do the part and they home. All they do, they go home with the family, sleep, wake up the next day and head right back to work. No, the person who have the business now, all the responsibility goes to them. And plenty people cannot deal with that either. So now, plenty people settle for being an employee than an employer. They settle for that. Why? Responsibility again. Just like what we now was talking about with owning a house and renting. Same thing with business. Not that they cannot get into the business, not that they don't have the money, they can, but they choose not to. Why? The responsibility. Because I'm going to tell you, when you own business, it's like your job never done. Because you got to be thinking strategy, how to improve, how to make sure you're making enough money. Say you might have a building renting or whatever machine you're renting. You got to make sure you make enough money every month to cover that, then to pay your workers, then to pay the rent before you study yourself. You see what I'm saying? So all this you have to look out for before you look for profit. You see? You got the employee, you got to pay the employee every month. You might have rent for pay, you might renting a building, you might have that for pay, you might have machine, you might have vehicle, you got to pay the insurance, you might have electricity bill, you might got to pay that. All these things you're responsible for as a business owner. Well, it depends on the business, depends on the business. But then if you're doing work for people, you got to make the people who go, who you send to do the job, they don't really care too much. Some people care. Some people have the passion for it, but some people don't care. They just want to see Friday. And when Friday come, that's it. You see what I'm saying? When Friday come, give me my money, let me go. See you Monday. You understand? No, you stuck now because you have to figure out, damn, I got more insurance for pay, rent to pay for this building. I got to make sure all these people get their money. So not everyone want to go through that because you want to make sure all that cover before you could think about profit coming to you. So many people say, I don't want to go through that, so I rather get up every day, go to work for my money, come back home, leave you at your job, see you tomorrow, come back. You see what I'm saying? So now they don't have that responsibility. And could you really knock someone for that? You can't not, because not everybody designed to deal with these kind of responsibility and pressure. And pressure could come sometimes because some, say for instance, these things happen to you. Might do a job and the payment might come in a little late. These people looking for their money on Friday, or the check might come too late. Say the check come too late. People looking for their money. So it's a whole lot on this thing. But at the end of the day, don't make these things. I'm not saying this to discourage anyone. I'm not saying this to discourage no one. I'm saying this to look into it. Look into it and maybe, you make a decision. Instead of just close it out, no, I don't want a business, I'll just satisfy with going to work. Don't do that. You see what I'm saying? Think about it because you never know how successful your business might turn out. You might be surprised. You might be surprised that this business turn out that it can do so well for you. That, you understand, it can make you buy the building you was renting. You see what I'm saying? No, it's from that same business. And then business is something too you got to start out from. It's not going to just jump overnight. It takes time, patience, discipline, all these things to make a business proceed and go forward and growth. You know what I'm saying? So this life is not to discourage anyone. This life is really to open up eyes, because many people eyes are closed to, I rather renting than owning a house. I rather being an employee than be an employer. I'm saying look into it before you make these decisions. Because like I'm saying, the business you don't want to have patience with, and you don't want to walk on and build, this is yours. You could end up by the same building that you was renting to run your business. That business might come and help you to buy that building. No, the building is yours and you still have your business. You see what I'm saying? So it's just ways of looking into it. All right. So, like I said, it's not here. I'm not here to discourage. I'm here to open eyes that people could. I'm not saying that you guys didn't know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is there's people out there who actually get caught up in these spots and don't know where to turn, where to move. These topics can help them. Hey, Food Forest, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah, Fifi, thank you for that. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I will truly appreciate it, all right? So, yes. So, I'm going to drop the link and let's elaborate. If anyone want to come up, let's elaborate on this. Or if you want to see something for a few, you could come up and just, let's talk about this because this topic, man, most of the time when I come up with this topic is sometimes we can't through conversation. And it made me look at them. What are people thinking? Because my vision is I rather to own a home than rent. Other people's vision is I rather to rent than owning a home. Why? Oh, well, because I don't want to be responsible for all these repairs. Then I will say I rather owning my own business than being an employee. And some people will say, to hell with that. I rather be an employee. That you see, so, but I kind of break it down some sort of the order of I'm hoping that this can actually motivate someone. You know what I'm saying? If you have the doubts, sometimes you might be looking at someone experience and that might make you say, you know what? No, I don't want to get myself into that. But just remember, my luck in your luck and your luck in my luck. Sometimes something might be a situation for someone and it working perfect for you. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is think, analyze before you make decision. All right? Okay, let me see. Waiting on the oven for food. Oh, I hear that. Thumbs up and share. Oh, appreciate it, Food Forest. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't be a landlord. Well, being a landlord. Let me talk about being a landlord for a little minute. I'm just gonna swing it out for a little because of because of things that could occur as a landlord, right? Sometimes, especially you being a landlord and depending on your tenant to pay, say, a mortgage or whatever. Say you're just depending on your tenant. Maybe you pay some bill or the other. And then the tenant might decide, man, I ain't paying you no rent this month because I got something else to do. I got my gas bill to pay. I got my internet bill to pay. I got my water bill to pay. So I ain't paying you no money this month. You understand? So, so they neglect you from paying you the rent and they pay the gas and the water and everything. And then they look at you as whatever. No, I think the house is more valuable than anything else because if you ain't got the house or the room or the apartment, you don't need gas, right? And you don't need the water connect and all this thing. So my thing is you should secure the home first, but people will rather pay different things than pay you your rent. So if you ain't secure yourself and you got mortgage to pay, in a few months you could lose your house because of lack of payment. So it's not easy being a landlord. But I'm gonna say this again because I like to put it in a form that everyone could, break it down because Being a landlord sometimes could be a beautiful. Some people is doing wonderful being a landlord. I'm telling you that. And some people not. Some people is doing great. Some people might just get one bad tenant, but the others are them doing pretty good. So I'm not going to discourage a person from renting. I'm just going to say, when you're renting, you got to have backup plans in case these people decide I'm not paying. You understand? Because you could lose your property. Hi, the everyday life of an OCDEC check. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. If I ever had to pay to be on the plan, I will. There, so I hear that, food forest. I hear ya. Yes. So let me see. Wait, hold on. I can be hot-headed, and the odds are against you according to the law. Well, in certain places, in certain places, you cannot get a tenant out in less than, I say, 9 months. 9 months to a year. In certain places, a month, 2 months, they out. In certain places, you cannot get them out within a year, 9 months to a year. And the crazy thing about it is sometimes you cannot even turn off the water. Yes. They not paid. This is crazy. So not every place is like this, but there's places like this that if you renting a house, right, and the person not paying, and you take them to court, then they give them time to pay. They ain't pay. They go back to. You understand? You can't turn off that water because you in big problem, even though they're not paying no rent. So when you thinking about renting, sit down. You and your family, you and your husband, you and your wife, sit down and think about it. You want to have a backup plan in case they're not paying that rent, because you can lose what you have depending on tenant. I'm telling you, it's scary. You understand? So if you know, if I see people board up their house than rent it, I'm telling you, I see people board it up and just say, I'm not renting it. Because it take a year to get people out. A full year and they're not paying. So think about these things, guys. The biggest thing of being a landlord is the responsibility of fixing things. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Yes, that's the biggest thing. Biggest thing is fixing, repairing, because sometimes the honest truth is repairing can be expensive. Trust me, repairing can be pretty expensive, especially you don't know. Like for instance, you might have a leak. Let me give you a little trick here and pay attention to this. Homeowner, pay attention to what I'm telling you here, because it happens every time. Sometimes you might, in your house, there might be, in your bathroom, there might be a little leak you see coming down from the ceiling, or maybe in your house. You ain't seeing the water, but what you're seeing a mark. So you know, okay, water coming down there. No, most of the time, what does happen is there's a vent. There's a vent that go through the roof. You see what I'm saying? There's a vent that go through the roof. Sometimes that vent needs sealing up because the seal around it kind of crack up and water starts seeping through. Slowly, not heavy. All you got to do is reseal that, and that solve your whole problem. Now, if you call a roof guy, you know what you're gonna, oh, your roof is leaking, your roof bad, you got to take up this whole side and repair this whole side. So a job you could have go up on your roof and do in 5 minutes cost you thousands of dollars that you didn't need to spend in the first place. So why I said that is to let you know that simple little things, because you don't know, you will pay thousands when you could have do it your own self in 5 minutes. So that's real good information I'm giving you guys there. I'm telling you, they do that. People do that. That's what I'm saying. I will be for me to turn off the heat. Oh yes, you listen to me. Turn off heat and water. Make these people don't want water. A joke here, me. Exactly, plastic. Okay. Yep. This thing ain't no joke. New York is quick, fast, and all. What? Hold on. They get you out fast? Well, I guess that no. I guess that's that. Real family garden. What you mean? You mean they get you out the house fast? If you hear it, let me know, because I'm telling you, that side up there is like months. Let me see. I prefer 9 to 5, especially since I work from home and actually enjoy what I do. All right. Listen to me. I will not knock anyone for their decision. Not at all. We're not here for that. It's just a conversation. If that's how you feel, if that's what working for you, you do what you gotta do, because plenty people feel the same way. There's a lot of people not don't want to own a house because they feel like it's a burden on them. They want to be free spirit. They want to say, well, if I want to move today, I just grab my stuff and I'm out. You see what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about no house. So, and people who have funds is doing that. Not that they can't buy a house, they don't want to. I had to go back and catch up in the comment. Greater. Oh, thank you. Thank you, the everyday life. Appreciate it. Thank you. I've heard Georgia is. Listen to me. Some place is 1 to 3. Some place is months. Some place is 1 to 3. Some place is months. All right, Food Forest, thank you for coming through. Appreciate that. All right. Yes. So I'm gonna drop the link in case anyone wanna come up and share some thoughts on this topic. Because it is an interesting topic. It really is. All right. The link is in the chat, guys. So if you feel like coming up, you can always come up and let's elaborate on this topic. Right. So now it's not easy. That's all I can say. It's not easy. And now it's getting way more difficult now. Way more difficult. They ask if they ain't paying cause nobody ain't making after work. Well, listen. Well, you gotta choose where buying house and you gotta choose where rent. Where renting. When come at that, because that does be the case for a lot of people. Many people lose because of tenant. So I don't want to tell you, I don't want to come here and say, all right, guys, buy a house and rent them out. I wouldn't tell nobody that, because you could end up in some deep situation like that. Okay, going on. All right, Mike. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you. No problem. Thank you. Hey, good eats homestead. How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Yes, in New York, I'm seeing people after non-pay. What? Wow. Well, I guess a turn around up there. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Hmm. In 30 days? Wow. Okay. In 30 days, that's Well, it had. I think it's hard was to change because why I'm gonna say that because people was actually losing their house, their home, depending on tenant, and then when it takes so long to get them out, and the boldness, the situation is like they're not even saying, all right, let me pay once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? They will run the whole 9 months without you understand? So people could actually lose their home within that time before the time up for getting them out. So I will say, and guys, this ain't just one place, this is every part of the world. This ain't just one place. It's happening everywhere. Every part of the world is happening where people lose because of non-payment. You see what I'm saying? So just think about it, but don't get discouraged about owning your home or starting a business because you're thinking about the responsibility. If you become a manager on a job, that's responsibility. You see what I'm saying? So you might be on a job and you're saying, okay, I'm working for this position. I want to be a manager. But at the same time, you're telling yourself, I don't want to own a business because I don't want the responsibility. Well, sometimes being a manager could take a toll on you as well. Maybe you might got to put your hand in your pocket, but the stress and the responsibility for make sure this happen, to make sure that done, that come with a lot of burden too. So my thing, this is just my opinion, guys. Okay? Think about it and make your decision. Whatever decision you make, you have to know. Whatever decision you make, you got to know. Because at the end of the day, I could sit down here and say, oh, you should get a house instead of rent. But then you got to know, can I handle that? Can I deal with the problems when they occur? Can I able to pay people to fix these things because I can't do it? Can I able to? Because believe it or not, it can cause some money maintaining a home, especially if it's an older home. Yes, it could. Yeah, I wrote that. Don't care. Money, glad. Oh wow. Okay, so you move on. Okay, all right. And Texas are really for Texas are ridiculous for a home. What is it? What you mean? The expensive home expensive down there? Man, what I'm seeing, man, is like we just gotta listen to me, man. Sometimes you just gotta think and make decision. Sit down, think with your family, and just think. Don't make judge. Sometimes in these situations, sometimes we can't make judgment after somebody else downfall. Why I will say that, right? Because you might see a person, right, buy a house and rent out the house, and you might see, damn, these people treat this person bad. They didn't even pay them no more. They wasn't even paying. And you know, and the person went through so much. No, they're gonna give you a discourage. They're gonna make you say, nah, I'm not doing that because I don't want to go through that. Well, I'll tell you this. It doesn't mean you want to go through that, or it don't mean you have to go through that. Maybe your journey is different than that person. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, think and make your decision off of your judgment because it's you got to deal with it at the end of the day. And all the problems come with it. You got to deal with it. When everybody go home and sleep, you still got to be thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? So you got to make up your mind if you want to be dealing with something. Go to be a planter and chat. Got to tend to. Thank you, Rio. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. Glad you're here. All right. You have a blessed and wonderful night. All right. Thank you. All right, guys. Is anyone want to come up and say, maybe say something? Because, you know, it's just my opinion. What anybody else see any maybe somebody else might have a different point of view of what I'm saying. All right, all right. Does anyone want to come up and elaborate a little on this conversation? You can always come up and let's talk about it. Because the truth is, everyone have a different point of view, and I don't want to just, you know, I'm just putting my point of view. I rather owning than renting. You know, I rather owning than renting. And I rather own a business than I rather be an employer than an employee. Some people rather be an employee. So, and you can't mad with no one. This is why over here we don't mad with nobody. That's your decision. You have all rights to whatever decision you make or what you say. Yes, planter. My uncle bought a home in 70s for 40K, upgrade many years later, and now appraised for 400K. Texas are over 150. No, thank you. All right, all right. Thank you. Appreciate you coming through. Thanks for all the information. Thank you. All right. You have a blessed and wonderful night, Real Family Garden. All right. Good to have you back. Yes, man. All right. If you feel like come up, put in the chat. What will what you rather? You rather be an employer or employee? Me seeing the responsibility. Do you feel you could deal with the responsibility of all the responsibility of the bills, make sure when people get paid, make sure whatever the business is about, everyone do their job right, that you could get paid? Listen, it comes with a lot. It comes with so much. Because your service got to be great. Your service got to be great. So you got to make sure that you have people who actually cares about your service, about your job, your company, and willing to give people what they pays for. Some people don't care. Some people just pay me when Friday come. You see what I'm saying? Some people just When Friday come, make sure you get my check. I don't, whether you understand. So you got to make sure that all these jobs done right, that you can get your money. And it's not just that, returning customers. You see? So you need people who could do good jobs, that you could get returning customers, that people could come back. You see? And people could refer, because word of mouth is one of the best referral. You see? So you got to look for these type of people who could do the work and who could help you get referral. You know what I mean? Meaning get more, that you could service more people. So it comes with a lot of responsibility. So I just try to spread it out a little, and I'm sure you can do your own little research too. And I just want people to think more than just closing up and just looking at another person downfall in business and feel that the same thing gonna happen to them. No, the same thing ain't gotta happen to you. Sometimes your journey is just different. Sometimes you could take up the same road somebody downfall, and you turn out very successful. And the best business to have is the ones that you know, the ones that you capable of running, the one that you capable of doing in case someone ain't coming, you could go and do it yourself. But when you got to depend on people full-heartedly to do stuff, to service someone for you, that's a situation. So the best business to get into is something you know what to do. Or if you don't know, learn. While you're doing it, if you don't know, learn about it. I'm good night. Um, I'm good night. I already enjoy listening to tonight topic. I have a little situation. All right, life from Scott. You take care. You take care. You have a good night. All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Yes. So make when you're looking for business, it's easier if you know the job. It's easier if you know how to run the job. It's easier if you know how to do the work. It's easier because you ain't got to depend on too much people. There's people I know that do business and have no idea how to, they can run the business, but they cannot do the actual work. So they have to depend, and some of them don't know the work. So now they need a foreman, a guy to look over the work for them. So if the foreman can't come to work, you have a problem. So it's best, if you don't know the work, learn about it. Try your best. Try your best to learn about the work that you can one day able to run it yourself. Don't depend on people to run your business unless it grow huge and you could just relax yourself and let it happen. Pay people for run it. But if you're trying to grow and you're trying to grow, it's best you try. If you don't know, learn. And if the thing is, let me tell you this again. If you're going to school for a trade, because many people go to school for trades, and when they come out, when they come out, right, from the class, they actually cannot do the work hands-on, but they have it in their head, but they cannot do it hands-on. So what I'm saying is, If you go into school for a trade, you should be practicing. You should be trying, practice, trying. So when you finish school, you have, you have a little idea, hands-on. You know, I see people come from college already, carpentry, school, wherever, and they have certificate. They have they have the work here, but they cannot actually do it. And then you now have to basically teach them. You see what I'm saying? You now have to teach them. So all I'm saying is apply yourself. Don't just take it in here. Try to do it physical. You're doing carpentry school, you go and you buy a saw. And you practice to cut wood. You practice to rip wood. You could rip wood where you busting the wood down in two, or you could cut it crossway. You practice. So by the time you come out of school, you master that already. You good. So when you go to the job now, no one ain't got to watch you and say, oh, well, you come out of school and you ain't know to do this. No. So applying yourself will help. Yes, guys. So this topic was pretty good topic tonight. Pretty good topic. Why do people prefer renting than owning? And why do people prefer being an employee than an employer? And I think we break it down pretty well tonight. I think we break it down pretty well. I think we did a whole thank you, Fifi. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think we break it down pretty well. You know what I mean? Because we went from the house and why, and then we go to the jobs and why. I think that's a pretty interesting topic. And I hope this topic can actually give people more grounds of decision, making their decision. I hope this topic can definitely, yes. Well, oh, thank you, the everyday life. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes. A lot of these information, man, sometimes people sell these information. They're not giving information. But I like sharing information because you know what? I was blessed that people was willing to share information for me, give me information. You know what I mean? Help me, see that I'm willing to learn and say, all right, come boy. You know what I mean? Because I'm willing to learn. Yes, I meet some obstacle where people didn't want me to learn anything. Yes, I did. But I'm still grateful that I was able to overcome that and definitely grab and learn as much as I can. So it's a blessing. So yes, tonight was a pretty good, interesting topic. And, I just hope that it can touch somebody tonight to help them making some of these decisions, because sometimes people battling with making decision are battling. What should I do? Should I do this? Or should I buy a home, or should I rent it? Should I, just going back and forth. So videos like this should help them in some form or the other of making these decisions, and making these decisions of trying to rent a home, buying a home to rent it. These are big decisions you making, big decision you making there, because it could be scary. if you don't have backup plans. You see, if you don't have backup plan, it could be scary. So always have backup plan, because you cannot just depend on people, because they could tell you they don't, I don't have nothing this month. Then the next month they could tell you they don't have. Then the next month they could tell you they don't have. And just like that, you end up in a big situation. So the decision, make solid decision and think. You ain't got to make decision overnight. And this is what us mess us up sometimes. We rush on making decision instead of sleep on it. Instead of saying, you know what, let me sleep on this one. Sleep on it, wake up in the morning, and if you wake up in the morning and you're still in settle, you sleep on it again. Because at the end of the day, you want to make the best decision you could ever make that's benefit you. You don't want to make decision that you sorry after. Exactly. Very scary, of course. Yep, it is. It is. So think about it before you actually get into it. Think about it. Do your research. Do your research on wherever you're renting, how it is to get somebody out of your home, because some people, some places take longer than some place, and some places, by the time you get them out, you might lose the place already. So that's all I'm saying. But it's not to scare nobody, it's to open your eyes so you can make decision more clear. Because I will still tell you, invest. Invest however you can invest, but think before you invest. Try to make smart decision before you invest, because you want to make the best decision possible for yourself and for your family. You don't want to make a decision and cry after because you didn't sit down and think it out, or you didn't sit down with your partner and have a conversation. And the next thing again, guys, especially when we come with the decision should come with peace, not yes, exactly. Exactly. So you wake up in the morning and it's not, you ain't feel at peace, you need to think again. You need to think again. So always, sometimes in life, we believe that what we say goes, and what we say, no. Sometimes if you have a partner, sit down and have a conversation with them, because sometimes by you saying something and they hear what you saying, you seeing one-sided. You're not seeing where things could go wrong. Two heads is better than one. Your partner could come in and say, well, listen to me. That's a good idea, but guess what? What if this happen? Like, spread it out, because you just on your one track. But at the same time, not everybody have that. That's the problem. Not everybody have that. But all I'm saying, guys, think before you make these life choice, these life decisions. Because at the end of the day, you got to deal with them. Hey, GT Grows Alaska, how you doing? At the end of the day, thank you, appreciate it. At the end of the day, any decision we make, we got to live with it. We got to live with it. Whether bad decision, good decision, any decision we make, we have to live with it for the rest of our life. You understand? It go bad, we got to sit down and think about, damn, I should have do this, so think before. Don't make nobody rush you. Don't make nobody rush you into making decision. It's you got to live with it, not them. You the one got to live with it. So don't make nobody rush you into no decision unless you decide and you agree and it feels right with you. It rests with your spirit. You feel good and you just feel like, because the honest truth, sometimes we get warnings, but we ignore the warning. You see what I'm saying? We get warning, boy, I don't think that's a good idea. But because you're so caught up in, yes, I want this, it make you make decision that you shouldn't make in the first place, and now you basically crying now. So think before you make decisions. So you have a home, you have a choice. Do I want to rent or I want to buy a home? That's your decision. Think about it. You want to start a business or you want to be an employee? Think about it. What's work for you? But at the end of the day, not everyone designed to be a landlord either. I'm telling you, it can come with pains and suffering. But at the end of the day, don't make it discourage you. I don't want to just sugarcoat it. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to sugarcoat it and make you feel like, oh, really? Okay. All right. No. I try to open the belly and show you everything, the good and the difficult times and what, so you're aware of these things. Because it's, trust me, a lot of people went through it. Many people went through it and still going through it today. People losing their homes right at this moment and as we speak in the same situation. All right? So yes, I hope this topic was taught somebody tonight. So what's going on, guys? How you guys doing tonight? What's going on, man? What's going on? Okay, let me play my little thing here. Hold on. Run. All right, all right. All right, guys, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. We go live every Thursday and we always upload video at all times. So this for the new people. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So every time we go in live, you can always get that notification. Yes, what a beautiful day, man. Today was a beautiful day for me. Busy and beautiful at the same time. How was you guys' day today, man? What's going on? How was your day today? What going on? All right, guys. You know what, guys? I need I'm gonna do a live or a video. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a live or a video like this topic because is so many different aspects and that's it. It's so many. This really supposed to be an open discussion because I guarantee you're gonna hear so many different ideas, and that doesn't mean anyone wrong. That really don't mean that. It's just different people see things different. Yeah. Weather has been beautiful. Well, listen to me. You see, I'm so happy that I understand how to grow food because I'm telling you right now, I ain't got rain for a pretty long time. I got some rain maybe last week and that was it. You know, no rain, no water. It's just heat. It's just heat. But at the same time, my plants am still looking green. You know what I'm saying? Still looking green, even though no rain. It's every day is just heat. Every day is heat. But I'm grateful because I'm still able to eat. I'm still able to plant still looking good. So I'm grateful. Thank you, the everyday life. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I hope gonna always try to maintain this kind of topic because it is important. It is important. I don't even feel like yes. Good night, the everyday life. Good night. Thank you. I don't feel like carry on this live anymore because this kind of information just feel like just for it to just um end. You know what I mean? Because adding a different topic to this might just divorce the whole situation. So I think we did enough information with this live. Yes, what I think I might do, but what my plan is, right? I want to do a video, either a video or a live. I want to give my journey of gardening and not eating food from other places, just feeding off my garden for so many years. You see what I'm saying? Because I've been eating from my garden for over 10 years. Actually, just eating from my garden, going to eat raw food, going there, vegetables. I personally don't go to the supermarket and then place to buy food. What I eat, I grow. You see, I really want to do maybe a live or a video or a presentation. I think I might do a presentation with that. Meaning going from way back and bring up some videos that I actually was harvesting and just, you know what I mean? I think that'd be cool because eating from your garden it's a blessing, man. I'm telling you. This is why I promote it so much because it make you feel good. It make you feel good. It make you think. It's like it allow you to to think, able to think, able to function. You know what I'm saying? Able to move, able to run, able to, you know what I mean? You're not feeling pain, you're not feeling joint pain, you're not feeling, you just feel good. I think I want to share that with you guys in maybe a presentation one night. I think it's interesting. And at the same time, ain't eat no meat, the journey of not eating meat as well. I think that'd be cool for so long. But I used to be a guy who used to love meat because I grew up around animal. So I used to love meat, but at a point in time I realized, man, I think you eat enough of this thing. And I just stopped. So I think I'm gonna do, so you guys stay tuned for that. The journey of eating from a garden for over 10 years. Actually feeding yourself from your garden. You grow enough food. Give me a minute there, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm here. All right, thank you guys. Yes, yes, a journey from all these years, guys, all these years just growing your own food, studying the plants, watching what you eat, um, and discipline, able to discipline yourself, able to focus on not doing this and not doing that. Because I'm gonna tell you, to just come from not eating meat to start to eating meat and just decide to stop, it could be challenging, but I had also replaced it with black eyed peas, squash, and these things definitely helped me over the years. So it's like the craving for meat just went out the window. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes in life, we just got to say, you know what? I'm not doing it no more and just stop. The thing is, we sit down and plan, okay, you know what? This is the last year. After this year, I'm not doing it again. No, you need to do that. No, you need to say, okay, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not eating no processed food. I'm not eating no processed meat. And just stop. Just cut it out. Don't give it a date. That's the problem. By the time the date come, you forget you promise yourself. I'm going to stop eat certain things at the end in a year. So once you feel like, once your mind is telling you, stop, just stop. You check what I'm saying? Because that's what I did. I say, I just stopped one time. I say, I'm not eating no more meat. I think I had enough. And just stop. And then at the same time, black eyed peas, squash, these are the things I start eating to get that crave away from me. So it's not just stopping, it's about replacing it, figuring out what you can replace what you was eating. You see what I'm saying? Figure out what to replace it with to help keep the craving away from you. So a journey like that, I think it's an amazing journey. It comes with discipline. It comes with patience. It's actually come with a lot of things, because all that made me decide that I'm not gonna grow my food any and anyhow. I'm gonna grow my food a certain way. And I did it, and I maintained it for over 10 years. Maintaining growing your food a certain way without using different type of stuff. So the journey is amazing. It will be an amazing journey. I got to put it together, either as a video or a live, and sit down and, explain it. But I think it could be a pretty interesting. Maybe it might encourage somebody. Maybe it might motivate somebody, because some of us could motivate ourselves, and some people just need to see other people do it, that it could motivate them as well. But eating from your garden is one of the best thing you could ever do. The feelings, the energy that comes with it, it's a blessing. But guys, I don't want to take it no further tonight. I think the topic was pretty good. And I just want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Appreciate you guys. I don't know. I believe I might swing over on my other channel and run a video. So if you guys are interested, but I'm going to end this live now. Thank you guys for coming out. Truly appreciate you guys. You guys have a blessed. Okay, but let me say this. Thanks to all my moderators. Thanks to all my members. Thanks to all my supporters. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks each and every one of you for coming out. As always, appreciate you guys. You guys have a blessed and wonderful night. Peace, love, and blessing. Hey, Urban, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. You welcome, boy Blue, man. I appreciate you guys, man. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you, guys. You guys have a blessed and wonderful week. All right? Peace and love.